body is incredibly good at hiding disease, unless you look.
True wealth isn't measured in possession. It's measured in the time you gain, the energy you feel, and the life you create. It may be the smartest investment of your time you'll ever make.
Life is so very, very precious, and I want each of you to be truly awakened to your aliveness and live longer without limits.
Your number one job is to educate yourself, and Fountain wants to help educate you.
Hi. But thank you for being a sponsor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having your team here. I'm really personally passionate about AI, and certainly being here today. We've taken away so many traditional things, and some of them are pretty intuitive to think about, like, okay, hydrate more, get rid of stress, sleep more. But let's talk about specifically how your company really integrates AI into the reactive medicine versus being really proactive about it, and talk about some of the steps that your company uses AI and specifically how you use it to be proactive.
Sure, thank you. Thank you so much for having us. This has been such a beautiful experience. I've managed to see most of the interviews and panels, and it's really been a joy to spend time with these women here today, so thank you for doing this. I want to talk about the 3 ways Fountain Life uses AI to help people improve their health span, improve their longevity. But before I dive into AI, I want to make sure that everyone understands that when you come to Fountain Life as a member, looking to join a healthcare team, you're going to actually also have a very human experience. Where every one of our members is surrounded and supported by about 6 people that are devoted to their health, starting with a physician like myself or one of my colleagues, nurse practitioner, or a physician assistant that supports both me and you. We have a care manager on the team that helps with sort of the logistics of your journey and understanding how to use this amazing app that we provide you with to learn more about your health insights. We have a medical assistant, we have nurses, you have a dedicated health coach that helps guide the lifestyle change that I'm going to advise. That's what you were talking about, the rest of our panels we're discussing. And then we also have a dedicated nutritionist for every person that comes through our doors and sees us as a member. So, with that, we get to overlay 3 different ways that artificial intelligence is really helping us work so much smarter. I've been in practice more than 15 years now. It's been almost 21. And I started out with paper charts in my medical school and residency, and we converted to electronic medical records when I was a 3rd-year resident. So I've seen how it's progressed, and I will tell you that in the last 2 years, and in my years at Fountain Life, it's just been an exponential increase in the amount of data that we can absorb, that we can understand, and how we can utilize that to help promote health. The first way that AI works directly in our practice is with deep dive diagnostic AI support. So you've probably heard about this. When you come into Fountain Life the first time, it's about a 3 to 4 hour day. You do an MRI of your whole body, you do an MRI of your brain, you do a heart scan that looks for soft plaque in the arteries that surround and supply the heart with blood. You do a DEXA body composition scan that looks at your bones and your muscle mass and your fat mass. You do deep dive blood work. You do a stool test. Everybody loves that one. And on many of these tests, there are AI overlays. So we still have a radiologist, a human, reading your lung scan to make sure that there are no scary-looking nodules or lung disease there. But we also have an AI overlay that checks and that the radiologist reads and can sometimes find things that maybe the human eye wouldn't see. So that's the first type of AI that we're utilizing. We use it to create something called a brain age. So we're looking for early detection of neurodegenerative diseases to see if there is a trend in your brain MRI that looks like perhaps your brain is aging a bit faster than we would have expected or wanted to see for your age. And this is where, people start to compete with one another when, partners come in together. My brain age is 7 years younger. Your brain age is only 4 years younger. We have that kind of thing going on. And then as far as our heart scan, it's a CCTA, which is a imaging angiogram, a CAT scan of the heart that not only sees the calcified plaque, but also, thanks to the AI overlay, can see the soft plaque, which is the beginnings of plaque. And often for women, this is what's key, right? Women develop heart disease a little bit later in life than men. It's not always related to cardiovascular disease that looks like high cholesterol. There are two other, and probably many more things that are playing into it, your sugar, your inflammation markers. So, time and again, and just earlier this week, I got a Clearly scan, one of the CAT scans with the AI that searches for that soft plaque around the heart. That was really surprising. It was a younger woman, younger meaning in her 50s, and she's not had high cholesterol, but she already has the very beginnings of coronary artery disease, and we can reverse that, treat that, help her not develop a disease that could be life-threatening. So that's the first kind of AI that we're talking about at Fountain Life.
That's great, and I think everybody might be excited about self-driving cars and little robots that delivers your DoorDash, but I think when it comes down to a doctor, it's really reassuring to know that you have actual people working with the AI doing this, and which is nice. But so since you've been doing this for 21 years and you've gone through the EMS records and everything, where do you see the AI taking it in the future? I mean, outside of diagnosing somebody that traditional medicine, as you just mentioned, probably would have missed if it wasn't for the AI. Where do you see that 5-10 years from now?
That's a great question. I think it's the data mining that really is going to be the strongest next step in.
Do you want to explain what that is
right,
a little bit so it's not scary for people?
What that means is when AI can look across all of the measures, all the tiny data points that we get, especially at Fountain Life, we have hundreds and thousands of data points. We're able to take all of this information and see what really correlates with driving disease processes. We think we know, and there have been studies upon studies and in human models, right, where doctors have designed a study. We're going to see if people with high lipoprotein little a end up with more heart disease and more plaque in their arteries. And what they're looking at is, these large data sets, but when we can have a computer, AI, run the data sets for us, there is just so much more precision. And we can find correlations that we maybe didn't realize existed. So I think that's the future. The other part of AI that we utilize in our practice, which I think is even more exciting than having a computer also look at your brain scan along with the radiologist and give more information, would be our Zori AI, which is a medical expert tool. It's an LLM that takes from all of the medical knowledge that we have in the internet space. It also draws from our own functional medicine. I'm a functional medicine, family medicine practitioner. It draws from our functional medicine understanding. And the coolest part of it is that it's directly attached to your own medical records. So each individual member at Fountain Life downloads the app, can get it on their web computer, and will have all of their medical information available to them. Not only do they have all of the data that we've drawn and all of the reports and all of the pictures of their brain scans and their heart scans and their lung scans and their body composition. They also have the ability to query the Zori AI, which is an LLM, and so you can ask it a question, like, what kind of food should I eat based on my blood test and my heart scan results? What is the best exercise for me? And now, once again, my members will come to me and say, I looked up on Zori and they say she told me that I need to do X, Y, and Z. And, I work with them on that, and I think, yes, Zori, that's a great idea. Or I say, you know what, I'd like to adjust that a little bit for you. But it's a great tool. It's also a good tool for the doctors and the rest of our clinicians in the practice, because Zori can query your own personal medical data. So it really takes everything. It knows your allergies. It knows that you got sick in February. It knows that you were recovering when that blood was drawn. And it sees all the trends too, right? If you get blood drawn 3 to 4 times a year working with us, it can trend. Where is your vitamin D going when you changed your diet or you made that addition of a supplement? What is happening when your doctor started a new medication? It's really incredible.
That's pretty amazing, and it sounds as if it's probably good use for predictability in the future tool too. Do you have anything, any misperceptions about using AI in medicine that maybe you want to clear up with somebody, or how this could predict, and transform their future in terms of just making little changes?
Yes, so that's like the digital twin question, right? So the way we also think about AI in medicine is that you can kind of ask Zori AI to, what would happen if I make these changes? I start this medicine, I start taking a different supplement, I exercise in this way, and make a prediction for the future of what's the best next step towards better health and wellness. And you end up with this digital twin idea where if we do X, Y, and Z, we anticipate that this will be the outcome for your health.
That's great. And if you had one message that you wanted everybody to take away today, what would that message be, not only for their own health, but about your company?
I think it would be along the lines of what you heard our founders saying, which is, don't be afraid to understand your health. Don't be afraid to understand your body. And if you have the right tools and the right team around you to help to guide you through what can be scary, you can really take command and control of what your future looks like as far as your health and wellness.
That's great. Thank you so much.